Now, it's been a great year for women, as always. This year, a representative from Hobby Lobby said they didn't want to pay for employees' health care if it covered things like contraceptives, which is weird because all I asked him was, what aisle is the yarn in? Actually, though, I do love Hobby Lobby. I went there this morning, and I just bought the cutest little wicker basket to hold all my morning after pills. Idaho Representative Vito Barbieri recently asked if gynecological exams could be conducted by a woman swallowing a camera, but they can't. And now Vito and his wife have ruined a perfectly good GoPro. President Obama came out in support for putting women on money as opposed to the DEA agents who prefer to put money on women. So much to talk about this year, but of course, the big story, the Republicans finally succeeded and Obama is being forced out of office in 18 months. You did it. And there are so many great people who've already announced they're running for president. It's like, who should I even vote for, Hillary? There's Marco Rubio. It's like, who's better than Marco Rubio, Hillary? And there's Rand Paul. I mean, who's more knowledgeable about foreign policy than Rand Paul, Hillary? And of course, there's Hillary. I mean, who's better on the economy than Hillary? Bill? Hillary's campaign slogan is, "It's your time," which I assume is what she says into a mirror while she's deadlifting 200 pounds. I'm excited about Hillary running, though I'm not sure she's excited about having to run. I think she feels the same way Meryl Streep feels when she's asked to audition for something. Are you kidding me? You making me go through this? I mean, you know I'm going to win. Ugh. All right, guys, now, this next part is a repeat after me, so I need your help here. I want all the media to put their hands up and swear something this election season, okay? I solemnly swear not to talk about Hillary's appearance, because that is not journalism. Also, Cecily Strong looks great tonight. Now, I don't want you to take any of this as an endorsement for Hillary Clinton, because I would never blindly endorse a candidate I don't play on SNL. But Hillary Clinton has her work cut out for her. Her Democratic challengers are a who's who of who's that. Jim Webb, Lincoln Chafee, Silas Phelps, Peter Wilkes. Now, those last two were characters from The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But you didn't even notice, did you? How about that? And let's not forget Martin O'Malley. Oh, I don't have anything to add. That's just his actual campaign slogan. Let's not forget Martin O'Malley. Lincoln Chafee's considering entering the race. Lincoln Chafee thinking he can be president is like watching a dog look for its dead owner. Like, oh, he doesn't know. A lot of people want Elizabeth Warren to run for president, but many think she's too idealistic and her proposed policies are too liberal. But look at President Obama. I mean, people thought the same thing about him. He didn't end up doing any of that stuff. Now, the Republican field is ideologically diverse, including people like Ted Cruz, who's a Tea Partier, and Rand Paul, who's a libertarian, and even people like Chris Christie, who's a Democrat. Jeb Bush is probably in the race, the presidential race, not the Hispanic race. That was just an accident. By the way, Jeb is actually an acronym for John Ellis Bush. I guess he thought that sounded too elitist, so he way overcompensated. It's kind of like if Benedict Cumberbatch decided to go by Skeeter. Marco Rubio is running for president. When Jeb Bush found out, he said, "Ay, Dios mío." Marco Rubio makes Mitt Romney seem relaxed on the air. I just hope Marco gets comfortable in front of a camera before he has to go on TV to endorse Jeb. That one. Chris Christie has said that if he's elected president, he would crack down on states who have legalized marijuana because he believes marijuana is a gateway drug. So, like a bridge to other drugs? And he wants to shut down that bridge? Oh, no, I'm just checking. New poll shows that Chris Christie's approval ratings in New Jersey are at an all-time low. In fact, the only thing New Jerseyans approve of less is, quote, that Dominican guy would stay in your sister. Ted Cruz. It's like the right wing thought, what's the exact opposite of a black president? How about a Canadian Latino who'll never be president? No, it's true. He was born in Canada, a child of Cuban immigrants. I kind of can't believe he wasn't in Hillary's announcement video. Carly Fiorina is considering running for president. Seems like a lot of work just to be a Fox News pundit. Rand Paul has announced that he's taking over the family's not being president business. And yes, that's Rand, as in he didn't get elected, but at least he ran. Now, Paul's a libertarian, which, if you're unfamiliar, a libertarian is just a Republican that you have to block on Twitter. Rand Paul's campaign slogan is, defeat the Washington machine, unleash the American dream. The American dream, of course, is the model name of Rand Paul's wig. Well, enough talk about 2016. Let's talk about the most important person in the room, my leader, the person I'm so glad is in the White House, Michelle Obama. Now, Michelle, you take care of that garden while you can, because in 18 months, you know Bill's turning that thing into an above-ground pool. But seriously, Michelle Obama, what an amazing woman. A Harvard-educated lawyer, a fierce advocate for LGBT rights, and the founder of the Let's Move campaign to combat childhood obesity. It is a dream to sit next to you, but it's a nightmare to eat next to you. Actually, I have a confession. You know when I got up to go to the bathroom for like 20 minutes? I hid a cheese pizza behind the toilet in there, and I ate it. I'm sorry. And of course, Mr. President, thank you so much for taking time away from being on Jimmy Kimmel to be here. It's amazing to be seated with the president having this fancy dinner, and I know this must have cost a ton of food stamps, so thank you. I can say that, because a lot of you probably don't know this, but President Obama and I actually grew up together in Chicago. I remember when we used to go down to the Cabrini Green basketball courts. I'd lace up a pair of Jordans, he'd slip on a pair of my mom's jeans, and we would just miss three-pointers until sundown, when, of course, we'd have to stop and pray to Mecca. But those were simpler times. Now you got problems with Congress, with Putin, with Israel. You said it yourself. We can't solve these problems by holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Kumbaya, of course, is the village in Africa where the president was born. Am I saying that right? Kumbaya? Is it? Thank you. After 6 years in office, your approval rating is at 48%. Not only that, your gray hair is at 85%. Your hair is so white now, it can talk back to the police. We'll high-five about that later. President Obama, I bet you wish you were coming into office in 2016 instead of 2008. Probably should have let Hillary fix the economy for the last 8 years. Then it could be you running away from her successful presidency. Mr. President, you probably get this a lot, but you're a lot like Madonna. You've both given this country so much, but in like a year and a half, you gotta stop. Mr. President, it was a true honor to be here tonight, and thank you to the White House Correspondents Association, whatever that is. But I have to finish up because the exterminators need to get into this room. I've got a bathroom pizza to finish. So thank you so much, and good night.
All right, my team here is clapping. Let's go around the room. DL, how'd she do?
She did a great job.
What'd you like the best?
No.
The gray hair?
No, not. I mean, that was easy. I love the police joke. I loved it.
Lori Siegel.
I thought she went there a little bit. I thought it was good. You know, I wasn't laughing out loud the whole time, but I thought she got some really good singers in.
I was laughing out loud at like the Michelle Obama fruit and vegetables joke, and no one in here was laughing with me. Best part.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot edgier than I thought. I mean, all the interviews she did beforehand, I think even with you, she's
She
like, I don't
told
want to hurt
me-
any feelings, but
She told
definitely-
me she wasn't going to be mean.
Yeah, she was mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for
She
her.
took it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Go,
pretty
girl.
mean to some of the candidates. It was great to hear. I mean, you know, this is not a place where you have to pay undue respect to them, and so she didn't bother.
Was it even-handed?
Yeah, she was equal opportunity mean, I think, and which is always good to see a little balance there. And I thought the part on Aaron Schock went a little long. I think that might have gotten lost on a lot of people. The congressman who had to resign for financial impropriety. But other than that, I think she did a really good job. It's a tough audience, so good for her.
It is a tough audience. Guys, final thought, Errol Lewis on the president?
Good, successful night. You know, I mean, this is what we all expect to see, which is that they can kind of go back and forth, and it's not just the kind of daily hostile sort of institutional back and forth.
You know what I loved is when Cecily Strong said to make the press swear that we are not going to talk about how Hillary Clinton looks, because that is not journalism. And I would say that for all the candidates. Let's focus on the issues. We're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we're going to debrief. We're going to take you live to the red carpet and give you those must-see moments from tonight's White House Correspondents' dinner. Also, what you thought, what the viewers thought of President Obama's speech tonight. Was it funny? Not so funny? What do you think? Let us know on Twitter. There's still time to tweet your answers. Go to hashtag or tweet them to us with the hashtag CNN Vote. We'll be back in just a minute.